So hi everybody, welcome. So good to have you all here. Just a quick announcement. This Friday on December 20th, uh, my two favorite girls and I, Leela and Jenny, will be giving a Zoom at 10 a.m. Pacific time on Friday. So if you're around, um, donations are encouraged, but they're not mandatory, so all are welcome. And there's a real resonance here with the way that Jenny and Leela share. The three of us, there's a vibe. And I would say that that vibe is inclusivity, that nothing is left out, that all is this already, doesn't leave anything out. Now, that can't be understood. That can't be known. Nobody knows that. Why? Because there's nobody separate. You can imagine you're separate, like in a dream, right? In a dream, you can have 100 people in a dream, or 8 billion. But really, how many people are in a dream when you're having a dream at night? Let's say you dream about 10 people, 8 people, 2 people. Well, that's funny. Speaking of Jenny, let me see if I can mute. Sorry about that. So at night, when you're sleeping and there's a dream of 5 people arguing, or someone getting killed, or someone being chased, how many people are actually in the dream?
None.
Ding, ding, ding. Who said that? Is that Don?
Yes.
Well, you're a man of few words, but that is the correct, that's what the judges were looking for. A dream, a dream has no people in it, ever. And so you've heard this referred to as a waking dream, right? Somehow it feels more real than, so I would suggest maybe that this is no different than a nighttime dream. That whatever's being dreamt now can only ever be the appearance of separate people, like in a dream. And it's all this. It's all you dreaming this. And that's sort of the revelation, because it's like you never suspect it's you because you're looking for it, right? If you're looking, then you never suspect the one that's looking because you're looking. The idea that you're the one looking never occurs to you. So, as Jenny says, whatever is appearing is what you're longing for. even the resistance, whatever's being resisted. That's it too, fully. Yeah. You're so free, you're free to resist, you know? It's like there are no rules. There are no rules. And that's the suffering of an imaginary me, is my world is one of shoulds and shouldn'ts, likes and not likes, preferences, this over that. Yeah, I keep Jenny and I both kind of said at the same time, what is there to resist when the resistance is it too? Yeah, so this is an open meeting. Everybody's invited to participate. You have a comment, question, you're really free to talk about anything. There's no rules here, nothing's off limits. And so you're actually prior to thoughts. You're always here and thoughts come and go. And the interesting thing about thoughts is if you actually stop and look for a thought, let's just do it right now, just for fun. Let's see if we can actually locate, right? Because if you say, well, Michael, show me your tea, voila, Michael's Earl Grey yummy tea. It's good. But if I ask you to show me a thought, produce one. What about if I said I'd give you $1 million? Oh, your friends in the waiting room. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, see. Okay. All
Do
right.
you play some nice music in that waiting room? Some like nice elevator type music. You got comfy chairs.
That's hilarious. Yeah, like a 3D waiting room. So that's actually what this is, Amar. This is a virtual playground, and it includes all of it. Excuse me. It includes nightmares, horror stories, cancer, death, all of it. Leela and I were talking about this. You think you want this? The me imagines, oh God, it would be so good to awaken. My God, I'd have so many friends. Probably people
Yeah.
probably people would send me donations, and I can tell you it's not true. Um, it's all imagined. It's all imagined. All of it, A to Z.
Well, you see, the shit show is that it's not even imagined. See, the imagining is it too. It's not even being imagined. There's nobody separate from this to imagine anything. And there's not even a this to be separate from.
I mean, can you imagine like an amazing IMAX 3D, like the biggest IMAX theater in the world, projecting everything? That's basically what this is. And we get so this, not you, this gets so transfixed with its creations that it actually gets lost in them and actually thinks it is the creation. And then it tries to find a way out.
And not even. That's another story still. You just like the stories layer on top of each other.
Yeah, well, that's all we got, Amor. It's
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what we're working with.
there's nothing wrong with stories if they're seen as stories. If it's a concept is beautiful, gorgeous, but not if it's not seen as a concept, if it's taken as personal, then the experience here was immense suffering.
Suffering hits so different when it's not personal, doesn't it?
True that. Because when it's personal, then there can be a story of, well, maybe if I had been more careful and not fallen down, I wouldn't have hurt myself. In other words, somehow cause and effect, doership kind of sneaks in there. And like you're saying, Casey, when it's just seen as just this, it's all this, there's no, so the pain could still hurt like a motherfucker. We're not, that's the beauty. It's not diminishing the pain, but it's also not confusing it as yours. I mean, you could say just to tell a story or more, you could say that it's my pain doesn't feel good because it's a lie. There is no separate you to have the pain or to have it or not have it.
Well, you say that all we have to work with is stories. So there's stories that uh, Jesus is God, or there's all sorts of stories that could be told, and including the story of it all just being this. And I think all of the stories are equally bullshit. It's not to say that, like you said, like we're trying to touch on something that maybe can't be touched on. But even the act of doing that is illusory, so to say. And even the word illusory doesn't quite touch it.
Well, Yeah, but taking a shit is illusory too. But when you gotta go, you gotta go, right? So you can call it whatever you want. You can try and define it, or I'm saying it's all this. So you're already good. Like however you say, I'm already in agreement. It's all this. That's the thing. So the differences you could say are the spice. The spice. What would this be if it wasn't a little spicy?
I like a lot of spice for sure.
Sugar and spice.
Yeah, sugar and spice. Yeah, it's all of it. So it's the sugar, it's the spice, it's when it something can it's not a belief and it's not understood. Like nobody could understand that all is this, but it could energetically resonate. And I can't explain that.
Hmm. All my life, I've loved hot sauce. That and first started with jalapenos, then went up to habaneros, then ghost peppers, then Carolina Reapers. And making hot sauce. And then there's only a couple of people that I know that can take it, and it's almost like you develop a tolerance. It's almost like when you get hit with pain.
Yeah.
It's just kind of it's just oh yeah, and then you're there. It's almost like a cold plunge when you first get in it.
Mm.
It doesn't it wakes you up and just you want to get out. It's just a rush, but it's part of life. It's part of being able to experience something that we don't normally experience and kind of tolerate it. And it's maybe a sick type of toleration.
No, that makes complete sense, Manny. That's it because we love not knowing, and you don't know how if you can handle the pain of that hot sauce or that they have a ghost chip. It's like a single Dorito chip, and it's
Oh, I've had that. It's
like
killer.
you did it.
Yeah, it's killer. Just one chip is all it takes. Yeah.
What's it called?
I think ghost pepper. It
Yeah,
may not
ghost
have been
pepper.
Doritos. It was like ghost
Yeah,
pepper. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a ghost pepper chip.
those are great. They're sweet. I mean, really. When you get into the Carolina Reaper, I bought a bag down in Sedona,
Oh,
Arizona, a big bag of, and I gave some of this. It's beef jerky. They got a jerky place there, and the hottest stuff is Carolina Reaper. And it's at first when you have it, it's not as bad as you think it is. You could envision what it's going to be like or something like that, but it's not as bad. And it's almost like the tolerance allows you to kind of it's almost like you get out of yourself.
Yeah, I just
You,
wanted
you
just a second,
get,
Matt. I want to just respond to Addie. Yeah, we can't hear you, Addie. You're right. I can't hear you. So I just wanted to say that. Go ahead, Manny.
yeah. It's almost like you're the witness to what's happening within you. The you could feel it. It's almost like horseradish, like it kind of goes up your forehead. You can kind of feel it. Ah. But this is different. It kind of lasts a little longer and stuff. But it allowed me to experience and tolerate pain, psychological pain, a lot more. And I remember this place I used to go to for about 10 years, studying with somebody, and on the door on the way out, it says, if you can take it, you could make it. And I allocated that to,
Yeah,
but other people weren't doing it though. Yeah, it's just,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I was watching a video today of like extreme human, like you just can't believe the stuff people do. like this parkour thing where this guy's like leaping from building to building, it would be my complete death. When the first jump I'd be splat. And these guys are like Spider-Man, and the whole
Yeah.
video is like 2 minutes of these extreme skilled people that blows your mind. Like you're just like, oh, I didn't know those kinds of people existed. And so that's the magic that comes back. Once you see it's all this, you relax because you stop obsessing about yourself.
Yeah. There's something to say about that psychological pain that it really goes away because it seems, and then it's just raw pain left. There's less of like the, oh, why did I do that? Or
Mm.
how could I have failed my own blah blah? You know,
Yeah,
it's not as bad.
this could be dramatic, right? This can be
Mhm.
quite right. You could like the drama, right? It's just, it's like this eternal soap opera called My Life.
Yeah.
And it's just so painful. Like here, I didn't want it. I didn't want to be right. I didn't, I wanted to be free. Like that was my only interest. So I didn't care about being right anymore. I didn't care about knowing anything.
Mhm.
I'm like, well, what's the freedom? Because that's all I'm interested in. And then suddenly when, I started hearing first in Kosi and then Jenny and Leela, and I'm like, oh my God, they're saying how I feel. They're saying it's all this already. Even the not getting that or thinking that's bullshit is it too. Patty, you could type and I'll read your I'll read your messages. She always has something good to say, so I wanted to get her in here. Meow. See?
She would say that.
Meow.
She's a cat.
That's it. That's all it takes from her. Boom,
Yeah.
samadhi.
Isn't it strange that we have such a resistance to just being at peace with ourselves, just just to being content with ourselves and just being okay with what is right now? And there's
Yeah.
such resistance to that. It, I
Yeah.
talk to some people and they don't want to see that their resentment is keeping them from being content.
Yeah.
It's
Or
the
being
attachment,
attached. Yeah, I was going to say the attachment to the
attachment.
journey. To the
Yeah,
journey. I'm trying to get
Yeah.
there. Well,
yeah,
that's the whole story you constructed about, someone who needs to go somewhere.
yeah.
Hey, Dominic, welcome.
Yeah,
Welcome.
yours.
Yeah, so who have you studied with or
Just kind of on my own little journey. I've done some meditation work in the past. In fact, that's my conflict for Wednesday. So I finally got a stretch over the holiday to free up. And I was like, I want to come check you guys out. So that's why I'm here tonight.
so meditation? Is that what you said? Meditation?
Yeah, meditation and just studying different teachers and just really drawn to this. As you described, freedom, just letting go of the efforting. That's been a big, powerful, aha for me.
Yeah. Yeah, actually you just reminded me to the thing about I don't think I finished it. So Leela and I were talking about the me doesn't want this. It thinks it does. You think you want this, but when it's the end of you, no,
Mhm.
no. It's
Yeah.
it's gonna try every trick in the book to hang on.
There is no you trying to hang on in the first place.
Oh,
the fear of seeing that
Mm.
is more than anybody can, well, most people can take, because they long to even feel the pain is better than know you
Mhm.
for most people.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Like meaning and purpose going away.
Yeah.
Woo! That's a big one. That's you spend your whole
Yeah.
life with kind of meaning or some purpose, and like, why am I here? What's my God's destiny for me? And then, yeah, boy.
Yeah, Casey, when I used to hold meetings here before the pandemic, I had a 70-year-old woman say at this meeting here, the group, "You're asking me to give up what I've known for 70 years?"
Hmm. Well, do you want to be content? Basically. Oh man. I mean, so my brother, he's very neurotic, and I've been living with him for the past week, and it's crazy just to see the constant story going on in his head, and it's crazy how much it causes him to just waste energy on this and that. And after a while, I can't even listen to him or anything. I just kind of am quiet, and he just uh, outputs all the stuff in his head. But to live with that day to day, it's kind of hard to remember back when it was like that. But I just remember being in hell, thinking everything mattered so much.
Yeah.
Every little choice I made, every decision, and someone, why did you choose that?
Mhm.
It's much nicer now, I guess you could say. But it's kind of like when someone's in pain for a long time, they may not know it, but if that pain were to go away instantly, they may not like that. There's probably a lot of personal identity tied in with the pain and things like that. Sometimes it can be that way.
But all of that is just the movie playing on the big IMAX.
Yep.
So
Hmm.
there is no pain, there is no real suffering, there is no all this stuff that we're talking about. It's interesting stuff. It's nice, but it's all being played out and with nobody in control of it. It's just happening from the great IMAX in the sky, or wherever the IMAX is.
Yeah.
A great
It,
IMAX in the sky. Hey,
That's just
Addie said something nice. Can someone read what she wrote?
She wrote it all crashes into this simplicity.
It all crashes into the simplicity.
That's good.
It's almost like after the fact, you see you never did anything.
but within the dream, I love my hot sauce. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's kind of like simple after that. Yeah, it's
I
like, I
love
like
that.
hot sauce. I like
Yeah,
this.
it's
Perfect.
It's perfect. It is perfect.
It reminds me of that scene in The Matrix where the bad guy, who is part of the group, but makes um, I don't know, some agreement to go against the group. And he's sitting there and he's having a steak dinner. And he says, I know this steak isn't real, but I'm going to enjoy it anyways. So
yeah.
he's going back into the illusion just because, like you said, the pain is better than no you. I love that line.
Yeah, that first Matrix movie is a classic.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about groundbreaking.
Oh
Perfect.
yeah.
Yeah, it's basically explaining the whole thing. That's the funny thing.
Yeah, it kind of is. A lot of parallels.
so what question from Michael, I guess, what and where is this IMAX?
Well, it's right here.
explain more.
You're the character in the IMAX saying, explain more. We're all characters in the Matrix. There's no separation. So there's no people in this right now. It looks like there's people, but it's all this appearing as in it's no one's talking. I know that sounds crazy. I used to think it was crazy when
Yeah.
speakers would say it with such confidence. It was like almost arrogance. Well, and right now nobody's speaking. Well, it sure sounds to me like someone's speaking.
Mhm.
But what they mean is that no one's speaking over there either.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like speaking happening kind of thing.
It's like when I get out of bed, I think I left behind the dream. And then I don't recognize it. I just walked into another dream that I'm having, listening to the story in my head.
You know,
Not only the story in my head, but everything, the obsessions, the regularities, and the persona that I've created day after day that makes me
Mm.
feel, makes me dream that I'm content, even with the pain.
yeah, and you're not doing any of it.
No, I'm dreaming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's we can go home. It's you're dreaming
Yeah.
because that's it. That's the whole enchilada.
What I notice in talking to people that are stuck, like myself too, is to come back to the present moment, just to be here right now and notice what's here right now. This is it. And it always has been. Yet I, I didn't re it's almost like it doesn't have the juice of the pain that the separation brings.
Mm.
The sense of life, the sense of a false life appearing real. Yeah.
So again, we come back to, are there any thoughts? Let's look, because it's assumed. It feels like there's thoughts. It's talked about as, oh, I had this thought. And I put up a video recently, um, asking just a simple question about, have you ever seen a thought? Can you tell me what color it is?
Yeah.
How big is it? You really can't. And so what's it like to be present but not go to thought? What's that like?
Well, what are you without thoughts? That's a good way to have that thinker, good old thinker, be like, oh, because you can't think it. What are you without thoughts? What's
So
left?
now we can ask the question, Don, what is happening without a thought if you don't go to thoughts?
Ah. That's
Can you
amazing.
really go to thoughts or not go to thoughts because there's no, in a sense, there may be thoughts or there's no thoughts, and that's just what is.
It's just unknown at that point.
Yeah. Life without the description.
It it's like if there is or there isn't, same thing.
Yeah. Hmm.
I made a post on Facebook the other day. Nothing is what you think it is. Nothing is what
Hmm.
you think it is. And after I wrote it, I noticed, love that word notice, I noticed that nothing is what you think it is can be taken two ways.
Mhm.
So maybe we can spend a moment and take a look at that, right? Nothing's what you think it is, right? Nothing's what you think it is. That's sort of a blanket statement saying that whatever your thought is, that's not actually what's happening. Nothing's what you think it is, right? But
Yeah.
the other way of looking at it is nothing is what you think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't really go into that very much. You can't go into tell me more about nothing. No, literally nothing. It's what you think it is. It's not nothing. Nothing.
A blank screen. Hmm.
And so now, when all that energy that was used up obsessing about me, my feelings, what others thought about me, what I thought about others, all that, now you're freed up. So that's why it's like I can't shut up about projects that I could think of for Jenny and Leela and I to do. Like we're working on something, and then I have even another. I'm like, because you get super creative, like, because you're in a way you're out of your own way. You finally like this will sound very new agey, but you kind of feel like you found your purpose. Everything feels congruent because you're not clinging to an outcome. You're just enjoying the ride. I guess that's what surfing must be like. You don't know what's going to happen when you're on a surfboard. I don't surf. Any surfers here? No? So Addie, no luck with the audio? Yeah. Well.
I think that she was trying to tell you that she was a surfer.
Our only surfer, cursed with silence.
More.
So it seems like there is there is a me that is searching and struggling and um, grasping and suffering and having good times and all that stuff, that is real. It's just that it's not personal. It's not personal over here. It it is happening. It is real, but it's not personal.
Yeah, perfect. It's exactly how you say it is. That's the beauty of it all being you. You can say it honestly, however you feel it. Like Addie, I wish you could talk. Come on, you can't. She wrote, would you say there's no silence? Silence is a dream. What did she write?
Let's see.
Addie, do you know sign language? I can try to interpret for you.
So that's why, like most of, I would say, when you think you're a separate person is control. That's the big thing. And what you can begin to notice is your control that you thought you had doesn't really exist. Because as much as you try and control the body from falling apart, it's fallen apart. As much as you try and keep your house up or your apartment, it's getting old. Your car, everything has a limited lifespan, a duration, everything. Every word, every sound, every image. If it appears, it will disappear.
Yeah, nothing to hold on to there.
And I say that can be loved. What you said, that can be loved. All, everything, all the dream or whatever can be loved.
Yeah.
It can be loved, and I'm into Jesus, and so I'm looking at it like, well, the power that Jesus has, that he looks at, say, my story or the story here, and he loves it just as it is, allows it and loves it.
Yeah. No matter what it is, too. Can't go wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
It's perfect.
And it's not that I have to love it, which is what I always thought. It's already loved. I don't have to love it. If I don't love it, that is being loved.
Wow.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah.
We could say another way, Don, is this is so free. You are so free that you is free to not love. What's the matter, Amore? You want a dog bone? And another topic that we were discussing was the practicality of this. The practicality of it's extremely practical because I'll just give you a simple example. You begin to listen to others and hear their point of view differently when there's a me here waiting for them to stop talking so you can say something. It's different. In in a way, you're empty. You may still have thoughts, things you want to say, of course, but you're listening because, well, no, because you're just listening.
Yeah, there's like more space.
Reminds me of making connections and just being there so that that connection can be made and you can feel it. You can
Yeah.
sense the oneness of it. You can say that. But wanted to bring up what Michael said earlier was whatever is appearing is what we're longing for, and whatever I'm resisting is also what I'm longing for. And then we go into there's no I, so I'm already home. There's no I that's already home. There's just home.
Mhm.
There's just this content peace of mind, and it's not even a mind. And so, can I just be here and listen instead of thinking about what I want to say in response to somebody else? Whenever I'm with anybody, that's the thing. Even the loved one you think you really care about, especially that.
Addie says you see them as innocently just wanting to be heard.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really true. I noticed that people love to talk and they love when someone can listen. And because it's honestly, it's not very often that people actually take the time to listen to what someone else is is saying, like being present, just like you're empty.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'd be really healing for people,
Well,
for parent people.
I've had people, Casey, talk to me for a little bit on the phone, like and I didn't really say much, honestly. I just
Yeah.
listened, and at the end, oh, thank you so much. Oh, this was so
Yeah. Yeah. Feel like it's my pleasure. I didn't do anything. I just listened.
helpful.
And they're like, yeah, that's all they wanted, almost. Yeah.
Well, it can be really powerful if the rest of your life is interacting with people who have a script, have a story. They're all coming from
Mhm.
this me place, and then it's a big debate, and it's how do you fit in, and how do we contrast, our stories. So just having emptiness is a huge, powerful gift. Can be.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. Well said, Dominic. And also what goes along with that, I noticed is there's a complete like appreciation for their story, their rap. Because you can see like for them, it's their life. It is so there's a respect for that. There's an honoring that, they're a mom and they have kids and they have chores and they have a husband. You know what I mean? That's beautiful. There's no like urge here to change that or say anything on, oh no, it's just no, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it can be loved because it's just freedom expressing. And so it's like my wife is in the other room, and I'm just thinking, well, she's just, I mean, I can have my judgment about her. Not that I judge, but I could have a judgment. Uh, or I could just look at it here as like, wait, that's just freedom expressing. That's way different than my judgment. I like that one better. I like that one better. That's the practicality that you were talking about.
Yeah,
I like that one
yeah,
better. I see her differently. Yeah.
yeah. That's what real freedom is. It could be absolutely anything. Absolutely anything.
I mean, that's the spirit of unconditional love, right? Um, there's no qualifications. You have my love, absolutely. Nothing you can do will sway me. It's minus condition, right? So I think it goes along with that whole idea. Powerful stuff to just show up and be this powerful, loving presence.
Mhm. Yeah, it's funny as a seeker, right? Often we're looking for the love, light, and bliss. Yeah, the love, light, and bliss. That's what the seeker wants. And it's funny, the true the true the true redeemer, the one who actually wields the ultimate power is in mythological terms as a character is Kali. Kali is the ruthless love that will kill you. She doesn't come with sugar and sweets. She comes with a sword and a cleaver. And she's only coming for one thing, and that's your demise.
Everything.
And she has all the time in the world. By the way, that what I'm sharing, if any of you are interested, I believe it's called Darkness, and it's a video on YouTube. And this woman did this absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it sounds like God talking. She did just a beautiful job, but it's all dark. It's all your worst nightmare.
Ooh.
Like so yeah, if you're drawn to that, it's either called, I want to say Darkness or Darker. But it's about 12 minutes long and it is just it's got music. It's her voice turns into a man's voice at one point. When she says the word primordial, you know,
Sounds trippy.
oh my
A little
God.
It's like a horror ride.
It's like you know what it is? It's a hot pepper. It's not something you're used to. So Manny, you probably dig it because you
bit.
know she thrashes you around. She has no respect for you. It's all about her,
Mm.
and you will be made to see that sooner or later. And she can wait. I'm like, damn.
That's crazy. Yeah. Growing up, I was Christian, and a big part of it was to love other people as Jesus loves, like unconditionally. And that was so hard. That was the hardest thing. Like love your enemies, love
Yeah.
the dirt, and the interest and it is so much effort and something about when the efforter popped and it saw through that there was no real person there. The default is just unconditional love. It's the easiest possible thing. You don't have to try. It's
Yeah.
just like that open space. And it
Oh,
makes so much sense now. Everything's perfect and you can just love it for what it is when there's no judger there saying, but this or but they're a bad you know, the judgments, and the
Yeah.
judgments come from the invisible person
Yeah.
that we think we are sometimes.
Yeah. There's that feeling of separation.
Yeah.
I think we've solved the mystery tonight.
Oh yeah, Don, I can see that
It's done.
just looking at you.
It's done. It's done.
Hooray! John, did you find it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely.
It only took us like what 800 million eons,
Well,
but
Did Michael awaken you tonight?
yeah. Thank you guys so much, each and every one of you, Dominic,
Yeah,
Harvey,
cheers.
Cedric, Don, Manny,
Much love.
Patty, you sounded great. Casey, more, Anon. Have a good night, everybody.
You too.
Cheers.
Have a good
Bye.
Christmas.
Yeah, Merry
See ya.
Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.